I'm here to provide a briefing on an officer-involved shooting that occurred just a short time ago. Please understand that the facts that I'm about to provide are very preliminary right now, and they're the facts as I know them at this moment. They could change based on the investigation and what we find out. At approximately 12:13 p.m. this afternoon, an APD officer on standard patrol observed a vehicle behind me in the 800 block of East Koenig Lane that appeared to be disabled. There was also an occupant of the vehicle that was in and near the vehicle, so he stopped to check and make sure they were all right and to see if they needed any assistance. At the time that he stopped, he was in full police uniform and was driving a marked patrol unit. Within 1 minute of being on scene, the officer advised dispatch that the individual was quite irate, was yelling, was acting in an erratic manner, and he also advised that the subject had a knife in his hand, and he asked for backup officers to respond. Within about 2 minutes, 3 additional officers responded to the scene to assist, and at that time they began to attempt to engage the individual in conversation and to see if they could de-escalate his very agitated mood. They were speaking in English and in Spanish to the individual. To do that, and for several moments, continued to try to get him to drop the knife, to calm down, to find out what the problem was and why he was so upset. At approximately 12:17, so this is 4 minutes later now, the officer rather advised over the air that the subject still has a knife in his hand, is refusing to drop it. At approximately 12:18 p.m., officers advised dispatch that the male was now yelling, "Just shoot me." Officers continued to attempt to de-escalate this situation, and one of the officers prepared his less lethal shotgun in case that needed to be used. At approximately 12:20 p.m., so 7 minutes now into the call, the individual appears to have gotten quite irate and began advancing on the officers. The officer with the less lethal shotgun deployed a round in an attempt to stop the subject, and that deployment was ineffective. The subject then continued to advance on the officers with the knife in his hand, at which time 2 of the officers deployed their APD-issued firearms, striking the individual. Once officers were able to ensure that the individual was not going to continue to attack them with a knife or come at them with a knife, they began life-saving measures, including the application of 2 tourniquets and CPR. EMS arrived on scene. The male was transported to the hospital, and at 1:09 p.m., the male did succumb to his injuries and has been pronounced deceased. No officers or other citizens were injured during this incident. The incident is captured on multiple body-worn and in-car cameras. The male involved is described as a Hispanic male, perhaps in his 30s. At this point, he has not been positively identified, and we don't know who he is. As I mentioned, 3 officers deployed their weapons. The 2 officers who deployed their firearms, one of them has 28 years of service with the department, and the second one has 12 years of service. The officer who deployed his less lethal shotgun has 10 years of service. There will be 2 concurrent investigations that will occur as part of the ongoing investigation. The first is a criminal investigation that's conducted by our Special Investigations Unit with oversight from our District Attorney's Office. A second administrative investigation will happen at the same time that will be conducted by our Internal Affairs Unit with oversight from the Office of Police Oversight, who also is here on scene. Per APD's policy, the critical incident video that was captured today will be released within 10 days. Right now, just asking if anyone has information or additional video that captured this incident, please call 911 or you can call Crime Stoppers and remain anonymous at 512-472-TIPS or use the Crime Stoppers app. I will take a couple questions. I don't know if there's a lot more information that I can provide.
Say, can you just describe where the scene is? I mean, underneath the bridge and all the way to the side? What are we looking at?
No, it's on the frontage road heading westbound. It's not under the bridge.
So it's the food truck right there?
That's correct.
So, I saw one of the, you might have already answered this, I apologize. I saw one of the police cars, the window was shattered. What happened?
Yeah, that's all part of the ongoing investigation. I don't have a lot of information that I can provide on that.
Do you know how many, how many times the man was shot?
That's also part of the ongoing investigation. I don't know, I don't have an exact number to give to you.
Do you know how many officer-involved shootings were had so far this year?
I don't know. I'd have to get that for you. My public information office can provide that.
Do you know the areas of his body that you guys were applying the tourniquets to, the areas he was shot in?
I don't. I just know, based on the briefings that I've received here afterwards, that we did try to save the man's life, but we're unsuccessful.
As far as just the beginning, I missed the window, and you said the car was just on the side of the road. Is that right?
It was stopped and appeared to be disabled, and the officer stopped to check on the individual. I'll take one more question.
Can you talk about the difficulty of this type of call, and especially working in this heat? What is that like for the officers?
Well, certainly the heat is something that is to contend with, and we have dangerous heat right now. I think the bigger issue here is I don't know whether or not I had an individual that was in mental health distress, and the difficulties in dealing with that are officers that are trying to de-escalate that situation, and an individual with a knife. Just really, this is a tragic situation. And not one that I like coming to. I know our officers don't like being involved in this kind of manner. So we will, we'll just continue to work as a community to work on those issues, so that they don't really come to a head as tragically as this one did. All right, thank you.
Offered to the officers though when they do go through something.
Every shooting, officers are offered the counseling services and so forth. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Chief.